Good afternoon, everyone. This is Nicole Lissima from the National Weather Service in Peachtree City. I will be conducting your weekly weather briefing for Thursday, September 19th, 2019. Even though the weather's quiet across us right now, we do have some interesting things to talk about in the tropics and climate information and drought information. But first, we'll go through the basics with the 7-day forecast, and we'll talk about potential for severe weather for the next 7 days also. Currently, we had a wedge front move through yesterday to bring us a few more clouds and some welcome cooler temperatures. However, this is not going to stick around, unfortunately. We will be dry through tonight, but the wedge front will eventually diminish a little bit, but the high pressure will stay. The remnants of Imelda, which are moving inland across eastern Texas and into Louisiana today, will continue to move northward into the Arklatex on Friday. Friday will be one more day of seasonal temperatures, but the dry conditions will continue. For Saturday, the remnants of Imelda have moved even further north into the middle of the country, causing some locally heavy rainfall and potential for flooding over us. High pressure remains anchored across the middle Atlantic. On Saturday, our seasonal temperatures begin to slowly rise above normal. And this trend will continue Sunday into the middle of next week. The remnants of Imelda will eventually get absorbed into a frontal boundary across the central United States while high pressure continues along the southeastern seaboard. Our temperatures Sunday, Monday into next week, they're going to moderate again to around 10 to 15 degrees above normal with little, if any, precipitation expected. Tuesday and Wednesday, that front that was over the central United States that absorbed the remnants of Imelda, well, it begins to sag south over the Gulf states and into Georgia. Unfortunately, it will be a dry frontal passage, and there's going to be no relief from the hot temperatures. They will remain around 10 to 15 degrees above normal well into next week. With little, if any, rainfall predicted across the area, our potential for severe weather remains very low through the 7-day period. Going into the tropics, we are at the peak of the tropical season, and it is a little busy out there. We talked about what was going to happen with Imelda's remnants. Hurricane Humberto will remain well east of the U.S., as will newly named Hurricane Jerry. They both will remain well east of the U.S. There are 3 potential tropical waves that the Hurricane Center is watching. The westernmost and easternmost tropical waves have very little potential for development through the next 5 days. However, they are watching that middle tropical wave because it is slightly more potential for development as it approaches the Windward Islands in the next 5 days. But for Georgia, no impact from tropical weather for the next 5 days. Shifting gears a little bit into climate information, we all know it's been hot, but how hot has it been so far this month? All data that I'm about to show you on the next several slides are through 8 a.m. this morning for September. So for our 4 major climate sites, average temperatures range from about 7.5 to 10.5 degrees normal for the month of September so far. We've also set a couple of extreme temperature records, especially for Columbus and Macon, who hit max temperatures over 100 degrees on September 17th. Atlanta and Athens have also hit 99 a couple of days this month also. Here's the shakedown. Not only has it been hot during the day, it's been hot at night. Columbus broke an all-time record warmest low temperature for September with 77 degrees on September 5th. Getting into the rest of the records, Atlanta has broken or tied 5 maximum temperature records for the month so far. Macon has broken 3 maximum temperature records for the month so far. How does this rank? Well, so far, as of 8 a.m. this morning, this is the warmest September on record for Atlanta, and for the rest of the major climate sites, the second warmest September on record for Atlanta. And we're going to get into the rainfall and where we rank for that too. Macon so far, driest on record. So how far in the hole are we on rain? Well, for the month of September, we're averaging about 2.5 to 4.25 inches below normal for the month of September so far. And speaking of below normal temperature, precipitation since last week, the D0 and D1 drought areas have expanded. With little to no precipitation forecast for the next 7 days, the D2 drought area, which is the extreme or severe drought, area, is expected to begin expanding as early as next week. Ironically enough, 10 years ago this week, the epic floods of 2009 for Atlanta were occurring, where through September 15th through September 22nd, lots of heavy rainfall fell across the metro area, with Douglas County receiving over 21 inches of rain in a 24-hour period. This system caused over $500 million in damage, and 10 people lost their lives. If you need more information or want more information on the epic Atlanta floods of September 2009, we have added a link to the front page of our website. Again, switching gears a little bit, the winter outlook was released today by the Climatological Prediction Center. And for temperatures for December, January, and February, the Climate Prediction Center is forecasting above normal values for the winter. Not really a trend for precipitation. There are equal chances for above and below normal for precipitation for our area, so no real trend detected there. All right, we're going to wrap it up. So in summary, hot and dry conditions will continue well into next week. The potential for severe weather is limited. No tropical concerns for Georgia through early next week, and drought conditions will likely expand across the outlook area. That's all I have for today. Here's our contact information. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.